We didn't put enough effort in trying to understand ourselves, to understand our hair, to understand what would work with our hair, you know.
Our definition of beauty wasn't defined by women that looked like us. And, you know, everybody, you know, even something as simple as, you know, the lovely Barbie dolls I had as a child had straight hair. Everything that I saw on television, it was straight hair. You know, my mother got to the point professionally where she had to straighten her hair.
Because that's what our parents knew, and that's what their parents knew. It kind of just passed down on like generation to generation, you know, like the statements I'd mentioned before, like beauty is pain and all that. So it really gave you this kind of like certain stereotype of your hair and like all the pain that's associated with it and what's wrong with it, what needs to be done with it.
From a cultural perspective, when it starts out as this is the law, you have to do it, and then you have the abolition of slavery, and then you have, you know, people trying to integrate themselves into a society where they were very much so on the outside of, then it's kind of, we have to do everything we can to be less of what we are so that we can be accepted in some way, shape, or form. If you were a black man with an afro or a black woman with an afro, there were assumptions made about your political leanings. People automatically think that you were going to be a problem because you're that way inclined. You're willing to be that loud without even opening your mouth, that you have your hair that way. So to get accepted for schools, for work, for a number of different things, you tie your hair back.
Just the positivity that has come over the years, it wasn't always like this, but it's just all those feelings of like feeling worthy and loved and nurturing and all that. Like it just comes with like just me spending that time taking care of myself.
We're really trying to work towards that our children don't face the same like stigmas that we faced, thinking, okay, let me braid my hair before I start a new job, let me be presentable in that. There's still, you know, that fear that you carry within yourself, in as much as you're trying to embrace yourself. So I think now we've learned from the mistakes of the past. We're now talking about it and we're willing to change it for the next generation.
It's really important for me that she steps into the world loving her hair, because I'm still not there myself yet.
If we just nurture it as natural as possible, get good products that can maintain our hair, it will be actually a great thing to do.
It wasn't like anyone was going out of their way to say, how can you embrace your natural hair at that time? It wasn't something that was being promoted per se.
Definitely, there is a lack in Ireland, especially in the, like everybody is saying to say, in the small towns, it's difficult. You have to go to Dublin, even though in Dublin they have those, but also they are not like experts.
I have to say it's the one thing that it's the one gap I haven't managed to fill as a Black woman in Ireland is that sense of kind of community and, I don't know, just shared experience around my hair. How do we serve ourselves and how do we create that space for ourselves? Why don't I integrate myself into, you know, a salon that already exists? I can do a white woman's hair, but I can also do a Black woman's hair. And maybe there's an opportunity for me to teach and educate and build out, you know, it's not a case of we need a separate space. I think we need to be better integrated in the spaces that are already there.
I just didn't want to be touched anymore. And people were constantly at her and doing her hair and this, that, and the other. And I can relate to that. And I think that a lot of Black women can, especially naturals, can relate to that, with people wanting and feeling this instinct to just go and touch your hair or touch your braids, or, you know, it's kind of, no, thank you.
For me, it's like I'm watching us, that baby growing back into what you should have embraced from the very onset.
Throughout my childhood, I suppose it's more smells and textures that come to mind rather than images.
So I think really, like, from my experience, like Phina said, it's the smell first of all, but it's also like the pain.
The pain actually that Amanda spoke of is one of the reasons actually I stopped getting my hair done by someone else. Because the pain after just trying to sleep, the halfway that Amanda talked about, not really resting your head and sleeping in pain, yes.
Yeah, I think like for me, it's really been like that. All those hazard red sign proceed with caution, you know, screams. I'm really hoping that people, whether it's my age mates, peers, or my community in general, will also begin to really have that self-love.
It's really important for me that she steps into the world loving her hair, because I'm still not there myself yet.
If we just nurture it as natural as possible, get good products that can maintain our hair, it will be actually a great thing to do.
It's time to just, I suppose, begin to embrace our hair, you know, like it's trying to tell us, it's been giving us signs all along. It's time to listen.
I think that's something that we kind of need to talk a little bit more about, that, you know, being in awe and wonderment of Afro hair when you're not of African descent isn't necessarily the the pat on the back or the kind of, that it might seem like when you're on the other side of it. It can be very much so someone being made a show of and being, having a spotlight unnecessarily shined on them when they already have that kind of inherently in certain situations. It doesn't need to be kind of, I suppose, magnified.
One thing I do not like is the pressure that's put on Black women specifically to always look put together. That's why the whole edges being slayed all the time. But it's exhausting and it's not even good for our edges. There is an unrealistic standard that is put on us to always look presentable. Our hair does not have to be sleek, straight, and lifeless to be presentable. It doesn't have to be attached to a wig or it weaves or braids or anything to be beautiful. It can be just as it is. Ooh, it just makes me so annoyed when people feel like we have to compensate for something.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah. People are now addressing those stereotypes. People are beginning to talk about it. People are beginning to question why that is. And it's kind of now more openness to it. And that has kind of created conversation and that, that ability for you to be able to say, no, but my hair is like this. Why is it that I feel like my hair is not adequate enough?
And I think that's why the natural hair movement is so big, because we're all kind of amazed at our own hair as well, because I didn't know anything about curls or kinks or anything. So, yeah.
I'm in a different place now that I'm further along on the journey. This is not, I don't want to relax my hair. I don't want to put my hair in certain types of extensions that were quite damaging. I want my hair to be healthy. So for me, it's just about healthy hair where I can make choices rather than having, options forced upon me because this is all I can do.
I still love my hair. Like right now, I've got yellow braids, believe it or not. And at the campus, I'm the only one with yellow braids.
Even now, I feel more confident. Like I can walk out with my hair. So yeah, I think it's really just been a beautiful journey, to be fair. Like it's really been a good journey.
I've had people start wearing their natural hair to work because they saw another Black girl do it and not feel a type of way about it. And they felt more comfortable, especially in a very white environment, obviously where people do not have the same hair texture. So when we come out with our hair in a big afro, that says something. That says I'm going against what you've told me is normal or the norm, and what you've told me is beautiful. This is my definition of beautiful, right? That's one thing. And the other thing then is, we're doing this because we're counteracting what they've said, but we're also doing something that's completely new to us. So yes, we're coming out and we're saying we're beautiful, but this is also a new journey for us.
Now it might be difficult for people to handle or whatever, but I feel like it actually reflects a lot of my character, of who I am, that I am strong, I am bold, I am proud, I am not easy to break.
I don't talk anymore. My hair will tell everybody how I feel.
I think it's very interesting, like that you say, like your hair will tell people like how you feel, because like one of the issues that has always come about is like how much our hair really kind of speaks to one stages that we're at in our lives. And let me begin to be the change that I want to see. Let me begin to try to live it out now, in the moment, in the here and now. The future is bright.